भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो 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 भगवते वासुदेवाय। सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। शान्ति शान्तिः। Good evening. You should have been there on some playground like them at this time, but you are here coaching institute. వాళ్ళలాగా మీరు కూడా క్రీడా మైదానంలో ఉండి ఆడుకుంటూ ఉండాల్సిన సమయం ఇది కదా. When we were in villages, we used to do, right, childhood at this age. Now we all have migrated to towns and cities. Cost of living is very high. We need more money, so no play now. No time for anything else. Swamiji said, without leisure, no intellectual and spiritual development would be possible. Right? Without leisure, no intellectual and spiritual development would be possible. If you become busy all the time, 16 hours a day, you have to work to make a living, then where is the scope for cultivating the intellect? Great thinkers, philosophers, mystics would come only in societies where there is leisure, there is scope for leisure. That's why Socrates said, beware the barrenness of a busy life. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. A busy life is a barren life, according to Socrates. A busy life is a barren life, where there won't be any joy in that. Because all the time you're busy. A human being is a intellectual being. God has given us the mind, intellect, and we can cultivate it, we can sharpen it and sharpen it and sharpen it. To what extent? Then you would get the intellect of a Shankaracharya kind. What happens when you develop intellect to such an extent? You would be able to penetrate through the mystery of Maya. Vivekananda's intellect we don't have, right? Highly penetrating intellect, sharpest of the intellect. With that intellect, you could understand the mystery of the universe, mystery of the existence. A great philosopher. That's what Swamiji said. Without leisure, no intellectual and spiritual development would be possible. And then talking about our age, Vivekananda said, he was ahead of times, He was able to see the future, and then he was thinking how the people would be in the future. Then he said, all these material goods will accrue to everybody, but men of exceptional genius and men and women of exceptional genius will be few and far between, Swamiji said. అందరికీ కామన్ లెవెల్ ఇంటలెక్టే ఉంటుంది తప్ప ఒక గొప్ప మేధావి అన్నటువంటి వ్యక్తులు చాలా తక్కువ మంది వస్తారంటారు ఆయన భవిష్యత్తులో. ఎందుకంటే ఎవరికి టైం దొరకదు కాబట్టి. అందరూ ఆటోమేటిక్గా పొద్దున్న సాయంకాలం పరిగెత్తుతూనే ఉంటారు ఎవ్రీబడి. సో మెన్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్సెప్షనల్ జీనియస్ విల్ బి ఫ్యూ అండ్ ఫార్ బిట్వీన్, బికాస్ ద టైమ్స్ ఆర్ లైక్ దట్. కాలం అట్లా ఉంది ఇప్పుడు, రైట్? ఎందుకంటే మనిషికి తన గురించి తాను ఆలోచించడానికి టైం ఉండట్లే. When you make life so complicated, then again, many times I have told why we have complicated life so much, because we all have migrated to urban spaces and we think that urban life is superior to rural life. And the education that we get in schools and colleges, it makes us, it compels us, it forces us to migrate to urban spaces. మనం చదువుకున్న దాన్ని మనం ఏదైతే గ్రహించామో చదువు అని పెట్టి, ఓకే, దాంతో మనకు ఉపాధి కావాలంటే మనం పట్టణాలకి మైగ్రేట్ అవ్వాల్సి వచ్చింది. ఆ విధంగా ఇది అర్బనైజేషన్ అనేటువంటిది ఒక ఫినామినన్ అయిపోయింది వరల్డ్ వైడ్గా. Unfortunately, we project it as a sign of progress and development, and many developmental thinkers, they think it is true. That country where most people live in urban areas is the richest country or the most developed nation in the world. I think it's a wrong definition. ఇప్పుడు పల్లెటూళ్ళలో ఉండటానికి సిగ్గుపడుతున్నారు. To such an extent we have brought, the things to such a path that so much of prestige attached to urban life. Nobody, no educated person wants to live in villages. But my question is, tomorrow if all the villages become empty, who will grow food, right? Who will keep dairy? Who will keep actually cows and cattle? How milk will come? How food will come? Right? No young person, no farmer wants his son or daughter to become, an agriculturist, to take up farming seriously. I think this is, we need to think seriously. The problem is this: what is the ultimate goal of life? In Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlada says beautifully to his father, I am trying to recollect the poem, where he says, Father, so it's not important to live in a palace. The gist of it, the poem I'm telling you. So the goal of life is to remember God, to commune with God, to be in touch with God, either through prayer or through repetition of His name or through meditation. Somehow try to establish communion with the Lord. And in urban spaces now we have very little, scope for that. If you live in rural areas, you'll have plenty of leisure at your disposal. Then you can think, who has created this universe, and what is my connection with the creator of this universe? These philosophical questions actually you can put yourself, and then you can seek answers. But in urban spaces, there is no such scope. And there he says that, okay, అచ్చపు చీకటింబ్రడి గృహవృతులై విషయ ప్రవిష్టులై వీరు నేమను మతి భ్రమణమున బిన్నులై ప్రవర్తిల్లక సర్వమున్నతని దివ్య కళామయమంచు విష్ణువునందు ఉల్లము చేర్చి తా అడవి నుండుట మేలు నిశాచరాగ్రణి. Hiranyakashipu, his father was saying that, I have acquired so much, I have conquered all the three worlds, I live in a palace, I live in this kind of luxury. Oh, my son, actually, you also have to attain this kind of glory, get this kind of success in life. And the child dismisses his father's success and saying that your success is no success because you don't remember God, you don't think about God. You are actually wallowing in this luxury, but you have forgotten the ultimate truth. And then he rejects his father's success and says, even if you live in forest, it doesn't matter. You don't have to live in this palace. You don't have to live in the midst of this luxury. But because this luxury and this palace life makes you forget God, so it's no good. So Better than this is you be in a forest, you be under a tree, you be in a hut, but where actually you are able to remember God. Vishnu Nandu Ullamu Jirchi. Ullamu means heart. By putting your heart on God, సర్వమున్ అతని దివ్య కళామయమనంచు విష్ణువునందు ఉల్లం చేర్చిత అడవి నుండుట మేలు నిశాచరాగ్రణి. ఈ లైఫ్ కన్నా భగవంతుడిని కనుక ఉపాసించగలిగితే, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోగలిగితే అడవిలో ఉండటం బెటర్ అంటాడు ఆయన కొడుకు. సో you apply that definition according to Prahlada, that is the success. It doesn't matter whether you live in a hut or whether you live in a palace. It doesn't matter whether you live in village or town. If you can remember God, that's the place, that is the life. Otherwise it's a barren life. Today we say that we are busy and we take pride in that. Everybody is saying I'm busy, busy. Busy for what? Socrates said, beware the barrenness of a busy life. Busy life అంటే పనికిరాని జీవితం సోక్రటీస్ ప్రకారం. Because it doesn't help you to become a philosopher. It doesn't help you to think for yourself. I'm not asking you to think for somebody else. As human beings, as we are the most evolved species on this planet Earth, who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose of my existence? Who created this universe? Who is the creator? What's my connection with that? These questions, the philosophical questions, will actually, we all actually will be forced to think on these questions at some point of time in life, if not today, tomorrow. మనకందరికీ ప్రశ్నలు వస్తాయి తప్పకుండా. కాకపోతే సమాధానం వెతకడానికి అందరికీ అదే క్వాలిటీ టైం ఉండదు. పరుగులు పెడుతున్నాం, మిగతా వాళ్ళు పరుగులు పెడుతున్నాయి. బట్ ఆ ప్రశ్నలు వేసుకొని ఆ ప్రశ్నలకు సమాధానాలు రాబట్టుకున్నంత వరకు మనకి ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్ అన్లెస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సాల్వ్డ్, లైక్ హౌ ఇట్ గాట్ సాల్వ్డ్ ఫర్ పీపుల్ లైక్ బుద్ధ అండ్ వివేకానంద, దెర్ విల్ బి సఫరింగ్, దెర్ విల్ బి కన్ఫ్యూషన్, దెర్ విల్ బి ఫియర్. ఇవన్నిటిని బయటపడాలంటే ఆ స్టేజ్కి రావాల్సిందే. ఆ స్టేజ్కి రావాలంటే ఎక్కడ లీజర్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుందో అక్కడ ఎక్కువ స్కోప్ ఉంటుంది మనం ఇవాల్వ్ అవ్వటానికి, ఫిలాసాఫర్స్గా, థింకర్స్గా, ఇంటలెక్చువల్గా, స్పిరిచువల్గా. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. నైస్ ఈవినింగ్.